The three R's of how to evaluate AI-generated code and make it production ready. Introduction. Stop copying AI code blindly. Check if it is production ready first. AI-generated code often comes with defects like security holes, outdated syntax, and performance traps. These need cleaning up to become production ready. Whether you use ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Google Gemini, Claude, any of the AI tools, this guide will help you make your AI-generated code production ready. In this guide, we will use JavaScript as an example. But wait to the end, because then I'll show you how you can apply these same steps to any programming language and make it production ready. The three R's are reliability, relevance, and robustness. Code can be functionally correct but not production ready. Apply these three R's to any code production to make it production ready. Reliability. This will look at whether the code is using the correct syntax and standards. Relevance. Check if it is written using current best practices appropriate for your project or tech stack. And robustness. Is it up to date? Can it handle errors, edge cases, and real-world conditions without breaking? Let's look at a JavaScript code example. We're going to use a very small one in this case. Write me some JavaScript code that uses a prompt to ask a user for their name and then write it to the document. This is the prompt that I'm passing across to ChatGPT. Going to produce a small piece of code, but that's best for exercises. You can duplicate this for a large code base also. Once we run the prompt, and you can run it in any, you don't have to use ChatGPT, you could use Gemini, any, or even in your IDE. This is the code that I got back. And if you know anything about JavaScript, you know that this is functional, but it's certainly not production ready. You can pause the video and take a closer look at it. Now here is my review prompt, which has been built around the three R's. Again, you can pause the video at this point to take a closer look. And for your convenience, I have put a copy in the description of this video, so you can take a look at the whole prompt there because it's a bit longer than this. The key thing to note here is where I mentioned that it is to act as a JavaScript expert familiar with ES6. Now that's a bit that will have to be changed depending on what programming you are asking it to do the validation for. But please take a closer look at this. Now you're going to paste this review prompt into ChatGPT or Gemini, followed by the code, the AI generated code that you want it to review. If on the other hand you're using an IDE like Visual Studio Code, then you can make this into a review prompt. If you know how to make prompts in Visual Studio Code, I've got a video on that. Or you can simply save the prompt as review_pid.md and then ask it to be run against your code. That's more convenient if you've got a lot of code that you want to run it against. Then ask AI to generate a production-ready code based on this prompt. Now here is the code that's AI generated for me, and I've pasted this in immediately after the prompt itself, and here's what comes back. Now you can see it come up there with the reliability. These are the three R's, and you can pause this and go through it. Notice it's given a 22/30 in terms of the reliability score. Each of the R's will get a mark over 30. Then it goes on to give me the relevance. Now, because I have mentioned ES6, it's making sure that those standards are being met. And you can notice here it's giving me 20/30. And then for the robustness, it has gone over that again. And notice all the markings that it gives you. These are very useful indeed. It's picked up document right there because that's what this script was written at. Should be using document right. Given 16/30 there. But don't get carried away with those marks. You might think they're not too bad. Overall, that would give you something like 64%. Okay. But go and look at the final verdict. because that is what gives you the overall picture of how good this code was. And notice there it says functionality correct, but not production ready. And that is very important. So in effect, we have got AI validating its own work because we've now put in a prompt for it. And here you can see the code that it has now brought back, asking us to use. And as you can notice, it's completely rewritten. It's not using any of that older code of the prompt method, but rather it is using a more up-to-date version of any other programming language. You first of all have to get the core standard that you want to follow. So for example, if you want to apply this to PHP, you should know what version of PHP you are using. I'll say make sure it meets the requirements of PHP version 8.4. The same thing if you are doing it for Python, you make sure that it is not running it on a Python version that its life cycle has expired. So those are the crucial things that you have to find out to put into your prompt. Very important indeed. And this prompt can be used across all kinds of programming languages. In conclusion, reliability, relevance, and robustness, they will help you bring any piece of code up to production level. Now, do a little bit of research first to make sure what the main standards are. You write that at the top of the script. So you can use my script as a template. Please leave any comments about this below, and also see the link to our course on Python, which you could use to learn Python, write scripts, and then use these codes to validate them. Please like and subscribe if you have enjoyed this video, and we'll be posting another one soon. Thank you very much.